What's going on, everyone? It's Mohammed, aka RZ, back here at Bukugames with yet another devlog on Right Place, Right Time, our newest game coming to iOS and Android later this year. Now, before I get into this devlog, I just want to let everyone know there were some personal things that happened to the Bukugames HQ this week, and we kind of lost a bit of progress, but it's not too bad. Just want to preface this by saying this devlog isn't going to be too much about development, but I will be talking about something that is very important. That being said, let me give a quick shout out to people who commented last time. So on YouTube, Puzzled Gamer, thank you very much. Here is your comment that is on screen right now. Thank you very much for commenting on the video. We appreciate the feedback. And over on Facebook, thank you to Nafisa for commenting. We all appreciate every single comment that we're getting, and just continue commenting. You might get a shout out yourself next time, so who knows? But let's get right into today's topic. Today's topic is going to be all about organization, because even though we had some problems in terms of what happened to our development cycle, we are very organized, and that is because we are using something called Trello. It is a kind of like an organizational board that you can use, mostly using like stuff, agile development, Scrum. If you've never heard those terms, don't worry. They are, just think of it like if you got a bunch of sticky notes, but you have them wherever you are and you can organize them in whatever way you want. But enough about me talking about that. Let's go and check it out right now. All right, guys, so I'm over here on our Trello team, which is comprised of Bukugames, which is right now just me and my brother, and a potential few others that we may be working with. But here, as you can see, we have the board for Right Place, Right Time, and I'm going to actually show that to you guys real quick. You're probably not seeing much here because obviously we don't want to spoil too many things for you, but I'm hoping between all of the blurriness you're seeing, you can at least see that there are different types of cards and whatnot on this board, different columns, things like that. So that's our board. There's a lot to it, obviously, because this game has a lot going into it. But back over here in our team, you can actually create your own board, and it's pretty easy. I'm just going to show you guys, give you guys a quick walkthrough of what you could do on Trello. There are other things, like I said, like Jira and whatnot you can also use, but Trello is just easy to pick up and play, or pick up and use, talking about games over here. But you can use it on your phone as well, and it's really awesome because you can just organize stuff on the go if you have stuff due and whatnot. So with that being said, let's go and I'll show you how easy it is to create a board over here. So let's just title this devlog board. You can title it whatever you want, give yourself a nice little background. I personally love snow and stuff, or the color blue, so you can do whatever you want there. There are features in here that are premium. You do have to pay for some stuff on Trello, but for what we're doing in terms of making a not really big game, but in terms of making a full-on game, it's more than sufficient. So that's one thing that I really love about Trello. So we're over here in the board that we just created. You can change this background whenever you want, and as you can see, it's prompting me to enter a list title. Think of lists like categories. You can categorize what you have to do. For instance, I'll just kind of go off what we're doing in our board. So anything that's programming that needs to be done, I'll just make a programming to-do list. Then I'll make a programming in progress list, and then I'll make a programming done list right there. Trello is all about cards. You want to make these cards, be able to move them around and interact with them. So let's say I have to make the jumping mechanic for a game. I mean, we're going to do a lot of jumping over in Right Place, Right Time. So I'll say just a quick description like code, the basic jumping functionality. Don't know if I could spell that correctly, but we're going to try it. And it's as simple as clicking add card. And now you're like, okay, well, I have this card. Well, how is this going to keep me organized? There's a bunch of stuff that you can do here that can keep you organized. So if you just click on the card, you can add a more detailed description. So maybe I'll be like, so that way I know, hey, this is just me creating this to get the basic jumping done. I don't want to worry about, oh, does it feel good? Do I feel like I'm jumping high enough, slow enough, all that stuff. Right here, I can go to members, and if I had other people in my workspace, which I do, my brother is over here, I could add them to this card and kind of assign them. So I'm going to just assign myself here. So now it's popped up under me. It's like, oh, look at that. Now I am under this card, so it's my responsibility to do this. You can add as many or as little people as you want. There probably is a limit, but again, we're such a small team that doesn't affect us at all. And yeah, you can, as right now, there you go, I have this card. Now, let's say I'm like, okay, it's later in the week, I'm ready to start this card. I just simply drag it over, and now it's in progress. Everyone that is on this card will get an update and say, hey, Mohammed moved this card over to the in progress place, and now he's the one taking charge of it. Or now this should be in progress, so anyone who's on it, get on it. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, so I created another card over here, and another cool feature of these cards are labels. So you can, if you just want to color code things, that's cool. You can they also have colorblind features, so that's pretty awesome. But you can also create your own labels. So let's say I know that this is for gameplay. I'm going to put that here and simply color it, I don't know, orange or something, doesn't really matter. So now any other card that's created, we can put this gameplay tag on it, and we know, hey, this is specifically for gameplay related stuff. So if anyone is working on the UI or something, they don't got to really worry about it. This is more so a gameplay. So this description says create different power-ups. Another awesome feature, this is one of my personal favorite things. While you can break things down into these cards, you can break them down even further. I'm the type of person who loves to do that. If there's a big task in front of me, hey, I gotta break that thing down to little itty bitty pieces to ensure that I can get it done, because something that's just really big and like a blanket is pretty tough for me to like visualize. That's just me though. Maybe other people out there are not like that. So you can add a checklist, you can name it if you want. I'm just gonna keep it as checklist. So these are power-ups. So let's just, your basic power-ups. So now, as I finish these tasks and I'm like, oh, I finished making the super speed power up, I check it off, it's 25% completed. You can add as many things as you want to this checklist, and you can mess around with it and do whatever you want. The last thing you can do, which I'm sure all of you are wondering about, is you can add due dates. So say I want this to be done by 2 weeks from today. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put it at like, I don't know, 7 p.m. Sure, let's go with that. I can set a reminder for myself. Essentially, this is all organizational stuff. So if you love organizational stuff, you're gonna love Trello over here. So now we know this is due by May 1st at 7 p.m. Once we're completed with the task, we can check it off. Even if we haven't completed this, maybe I put a comment saying, hey, we're not gonna finish this stuff. But it'll mark it right here and it'll say, hey, they completed this task. You can check it off and uncheck it here. If it becomes overdue, like let's say, what's today's date? I'm literally at the computer and I don't even know the date. Let's say it's due today at 7 p.m. Oh no, it's overdue. So you'll get that little notification there and it'll be red over there. And of course, if you have the app, you'll get all that. So Trello is pretty cool. You can move around these cards, do whatever you want with them. And you can add as many lists as you want as well. The only, there are some negatives on this program though. One of the biggest negatives over on Trello is that if you make too many lists, you kind of have to scroll over and there's no way to kind of throw a list. Like I can't throw this one underneath that one. It's either I put it to one or the other side of that list. So that's something I don't really like in terms of, again, it's an organizational program. You should be able to customize your organizational needs. I don't know how many of these features that I request are actually paid, but for the most part, whatever it does that's free works very, very well. And I love Trello. I think it's one of the coolest apps, and it's way better than going into a Microsoft Excel sheet trying to get a bunch of different things organized in there with columns and rows and all that and cells, or going into Microsoft Word and typing up stuff. It's just really cool. I would suggest anyone who's doing a project to work on Trello. So that's going to wrap it up for this devlog. I know that you guys wanted to see more development stuff, and I apologize for us not being able to do that. Things happen. You can't exactly control that. But we promise that we are hard at work continuing development on Right Place, Right Time, and we will continue to give you guys updates. So check out our social media. We're getting a lot of people to like the page, so I'm glad that you all are excited just as we are for this game, because it's coming along really well and we cannot wait to show you more. Maybe I talked about power-ups here. We might be talking about power-ups in the game in the future. I don't know. But with that being said, I'm not going to take up too much more of your guys' time. If you would like to support us, the Life's a Drag shirt I got on right now is for sale right up on our merch store. You can get that link in the description down below. But with that, and of course, all proceeds from that go right to us making better games. But with that being said, I'm going to cut it here. I'm glad that you guys joined me for this little organizational tangent. And of course, as we always say here at Bukugames, if it's not fun, it's not worth it. See you guys next time.